Imagine a theft. I mean, just huge, happening for years, right under the nose of a massive global company.
Right. Not just a small thing either.
No, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars worth of oil just vanishing from supposedly secure facility. How did that even happen?
It's pretty incredible when you think about it.
Welcome back, everyone, to Singapore Property Talk Law. This is where we dive into the stories you send us, unpack them, and give you the key takeaways.
That's right. Getting you up to speed quickly.
And before we jump into today's story, please do take a second to like this deep dive and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and means you won't miss future deep dives.
Definitely appreciate the support.
Okay, so today we're looking at one of Singapore's biggest, maybe the biggest, criminal cases, the multi-million-dollar oil heist from Shell's Pulau Bukom facility.
Yeah, this story ran for years.
We're going to give you the rundown, the key players, how they did it, and, well, how they finally got caught. You'll get the shortcut to understanding this whole saga.
And it really is a saga. Just recently, actually, July 7th, 2025, one of the main guys, Abdul Latif Ibrahim, he got sentenced.
Right, I saw that. How long did he get?
25 years and 2 months in jail. A pretty significant sentence. It kind of marks a big step in closing the book on this, what people are calling the largest marine fuel heist in Singapore's history.
25 years. And his part alone was huge, wasn't it? He led a group that siphoned off something like $100 million worth of fuel.
That's right, $100 million between roughly 2014 and 2018. And like you said, that was just his operation.
Because there was another mastermind involved, too.
Exactly. Juandi Pungot. He got sentenced even earlier back in 2022 to 29 years. His group, well, they were responsible for even more, nearly $128 million worth.
Wow.
Yeah, about 200,000 tons of fuel during pretty much the same period, 2014 to 2018.
So together we're looking at way over $250 million. That's just staggering.
It really is. The sheer scale tells you this wasn't some spur-of-the-moment thing. It had to be organized, embedded, you know.
So how did it even start? It wasn't just in 2014, right?
No. The roots go way back. Both Latif and Juandi, they actually started this whole scheme, believe it or not, back in 2007.
2007. So it was going on for over a decade.
Effectively, yes. They were working together then, same team at Shell, started small, recruiting other employees over time. It became a real team effort, exploiting their insider knowledge.
But then things got complicated. I read Latif left the original group.
Yeah, that's a really interesting twist.
Okay.
Around early 2013, apparently there was some kind of falling out and Latif left that team.
Okay, so you'd think maybe that was the end of his involvement.
You would think. But Shell, not knowing about any of this, of course, actually offered him reemployment later that same year, transferred him to a different team.
You're kidding.
Nope. And what does he do? He immediately starts a brand new separate syndicate.
Unbelievable. So he just saw another opportunity.
Seems like it. He recruited new people, like Richard Goh Chikiong for planning, and later, Mohd Ibrahim K. Abdul Majid.
So wait, you're telling me there were two completely separate large-scale theft operations running at the same time inside the same Shell facility for years?
That's exactly it. Latif's new syndicate and Juandi's original one, operating in parallel, unaware of each other apparently, right up until they were arrested in 2018.
That just blows my mind. How did they keep it hidden for so long? What were they actually doing?
Well, the methods were quite sophisticated. First, they'd line up buyers for the stolen fuel vessels from various companies, some Singaporean, some Vietnamese.
Okay, so they had a market. Then the technical side?
Yeah, they knew the pipe systems inside out. They'd route the oil to bypass the measurement meters completely where possible.
And if they couldn't bypass them?
Then they'd tamper with the meters temporarily so they just didn't record the outflow. Or they'd activate multiple pumps at once, legitimate and illegitimate, to kind of mask the stolen amount within the overall flow.
Clever in a criminal way.
Very. And it wasn't just technical stuff. They'd, encourage colleagues not involved to take longer breaks, get them out of the way.
And bribes. I imagine money changed hands.
Oh, yes. Big time. They paid off bunker surveyors. Those are the independent guys who check how much fuel is loaded onto ships so they'd falsify the reports.
Right. So they covered the physical theft, the measurements, and the external checks. That's thorough.
Extremely thorough. It really shows how vulnerable even big operations can be to determined insider threats.
So when did Shell actually realize something was seriously wrong?
Well, the records show Shell started noticing significant, unexplained oil loss back in early 2015.
2015. But the arrests weren't until 2018.
Exactly. It took time, presumably internal investigations, before they officially went to the police, which they did on August 1st, 2017. That police report kicked off the investigation that led to the arrests in 2018.
Quite a gap between noticing loss and reporting it. And others involved got jail time too, right?
Oh, yeah. A whole network of employees. Sentences ranging from, I think, just over a year to 26.5 years for some, and a couple of cases are still pending.
It sounds like a whole ecosystem of crime within the facility. And the money. Latif's salary was apparently quite modest, right? Like under $4,000 a month.
Yeah, about $3,700. But his cut from the theft was estimated at least $7 million.
$7 million. And what did he do with it?
Well, the usual things, and then some. Luxury watches, fancy cars, Mercs, a BMW properties too, a condo here in Singapore, a couple over in Indonesia.
To live in the high life.
Absolutely. But also, interestingly, he invested in businesses and even paid for his nephew's education in Australia, trying to legitimize it, perhaps.
And did the authorities manage to get much of that back?
Actually, yes. They seized nearly $7.7 million in assets from him, including, get this, $4.7 million in cash, stuffed in a safe they kept moving around.
$4.7 million in cash. Wow.
Yeah, and he's agreed to forfeit the properties too, so a significant recovery.
Good. So, legally, Latif pleaded guilty to quite a few charges.
20 counts of criminal breach of trust, 10 counts of money laundering, and another 34 charges were taken into consideration for sentencing.
And the prosecution wanted 27 years, similarly to Juandi, while his defense argued for 22.
That's right. The argument was about culpability. Was his role and the scale of his operation truly comparable to Juandi's, who got 29 years? The court ultimately landed on that 25 years and 2 months.
It really makes you think about how these sentences are decided in such complex cases. The scale, the planning, the breach of trust.
All huge factors, definitely.
This whole case, it's just a stark reminder, isn't it? The lengths people will go to, the ingenuity they can apply, even inside supposedly secure systems.
It's absolutely. It highlights the need for constant vigilance, not just technical checks, but also understanding the human element, the culture within an organization.
Yeah, because you had two separate groups doing this for years. It shows vulnerabilities can exist in unexpected places.
It's a powerful lesson in internal fraud, for sure.
So as we wrap up, here's something for you to think about. What lessons can we all take from this shell heist? About trust, about controls, about, well, people when it comes to preventing fraud on this scale. How does this change how you might view security in any complex system?
Definitely something to mull over.
We hope you found this deep dive useful, maybe a little eye-opening. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe to Singapore Property Talk Law so you don't miss the next one.
And your support keeps us going.
Until next time, keep digging deeper.